Rash Ravi Shankar with the 23rd episode of Friday Poems, which is uploaded every week by New Master. We have had many poets reading for us till now, and we are expecting that many more will join in and read their poems on this platform. The poet we are introducing today is Babita Marina Justin. She is from Trivandrum, Kerala. She is an academic poet and an artist, and her poems, short stories, and articles have appeared in Journal of Modern Jewish Literature, Marshall Cavendish, Singing in the Dark, an anthology by Penguin, Electrica, Aesthetic Apostle, Jaggery, Fulcrum, Tramps at Constellations, Indian Literature, and many such places. Her books of poems are Of Fireflies, Guns and Hills, published in 2015. I Cook My Own Feast, published in 2019. And she has some other books too, like Salt, Pepper and Silver Linings, celebrating our grandmothers, an anthology of anecdotes about grandmothers, which came out in 2019. Then from Canons and Trauma, Essays, 2017, and Humor, Text and Context, Edited Essays, 2017. So she is a much accomplished person. Now over to Babita Marina Justin to read her first poem.
Hello, and thank you for making me part of the Friday Poetry series. My poem is called Monochrome Love, and this was published in Drexel Paper Dragon, and this is also part of my upcoming collection of poems called Corona Shaped. Monochrome Love. I began with shivering hands, stippling, hatching lines, two marble eyes, born with wonder, noodle mop for hair. I learned geometry in my teens. An egg with a tomato 1/4 its size, inserted into an oval shape, made a perfect face. I strung onion rings girdling the torso, hip and waist, thrust 10 faces into a human form. I felt his skin and youthful stubble, rippling muscles and tender loins on my tongue. I tasted and traced him with my graphite graphs. I drew him into me. He wrote me down into his ledger of monochrome love. I painted happy hues into my life, birthing, hoeing, saving supplies for a scanty day, cracking my fingers, kneading, mixing and blending colors into 5 subtones. My senses made a picture of perfect me. The colors have a sense of soilure. They dry brush and scumble their bristles on wet into wet boards, pouring layers of paint on a perfect canvas. At 40, I redrew my anatomy in silence. I cradled my skeleton, copied my cranium and 2 cold, deep sockets, chipped out the nose cartilage, contoured my gums and chiseled my teeth. Beneath my painted face, a skeleton smiled from its rainbow ruins.
Yeah, so that was Babita Marina Justin with her poem Monochrome Love. And now on to her second poem, which is Writing Women. Over to Babita. Thanks.
Writing Women by the Waves. I heard women whispering by the waves, stories, sadness, and the mystery. I ran my fingers on the map of Muziris. I walked on the ground in search of black gold, dead women who murmured, tasting dirt and mire, sun-beaten, on the land licked by flood and waves. Near the estuary, women laced River Periyar with yarns of tears, with age-lined faces ancient as mummies. They owned no fields, nor ponds. They dreamt of how they dove into the depths of the sea, surfacing with a basketful of mussels which they sold for a trifle. They furrowed lands, reaped gold-eared stalks bobbing in the wind. They threshed, winnowed, husked grain, till their backs ached and bones crumbled, all for a ladle of cruel gruel with salt. Oracles smote their heads thrice with brass skymeters, chimed their bells and anklets. Some got married, some were Devi's own. At night the Devi kept them awake with a splaying ache. Every year they ran to the temple draped in red to strike and smite their raving heads. They lived like bells inside the brass anklets, grain inside husk, the wind-hugged land sunning under its fury. Logs of firewood that burned to a cinder, they waited near the temple steps like crocodiles turned to rock in the mud of history, hungering on the silt, waiting for a stray god to save them. Their untold lives, unheard songs, unloved bodies, and unkissed lips, there were too many of them, footloose on the moonlit lights, leading me into the darkness of an unbaptized land. I craned my head, newborn, listening to the secrets rattling in the void, feeling their fingers curling into mine, towing their dreams wiped off by the memory of a wave, the giant curlicue of his own stories. Thank you.